after that heartbreaking 1-point loss 2 games back and that gut-wrenching 31-31 tie, I got to take a break, charge my batteries, and let's get some comfort food here.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another episode of In the Kitchen with Retro. So I got a complete chili mix here. I'm making some chili today, but this is really not my own recipe. This is like a complete mix there. Complete chili. The only thing you gotta do is add meat to it. And water, of course. So for those of you who don't really like cooking from scratch, this may be another good option for you, right? Just add some water and then some cooked ground beef and bam, chili. And according to the package, it says basically ready to eat in 25 minutes. Okay? Now that's if you do it on the stove. You know, add the contents there to boiling water. Of course, I've got my slow cooker here, so that's what I'm doing. That's how I'm going to do it. I'm basically just going to, you know, fry up the hamburger first. Then, you know, put the water in there and then dump the contents of the package. Put it on slow cook for an hour and then forget about it. And then, you know, after that hour, it just basically goes to a warm setting. Keep it warm. So that'd be something you could, you know, do like early in the day, maybe in the morning. So, you know, and then that way, if you have a slow cooker or crock pot, dump it in there, and then when you get home later at afternoon or evening, it's ready for you, right? So, yeah, I got this chili from like an Amish store. It's called Yoder's. Let's see, I got it on the. Let's flip it over here. Yeah, Yoder's Farm Market. They're like an Amish place, you know. They got like meats and cheeses and all kinds of baked goods. So I happen to be in the area, and I just popped in there, and then I just grabbed this thing. It's like it was $5.76. So to make a pretty big pot of chili, and that's all you got to do is add the meat to it. Not bad. So yeah, it's already got like the beans and onions in there and all your spices. So I'm curious how this is going to turn out. Alright, so I already dumped the chili mix down in there, so you can see it's still clumpy there, you know, the powder. So definitely you want to add that to hot water, either boiling or just make sure it's hot. Don't want to add it to cold. I believe it would clump if you would add it to cold. So that basically was almost to the point of boiling water, not just quite, but it was very hot. So I dumped the chili mixture just in the water, okay? Because I already cooked my ground beef, right? It calls for 5 cups of water. I may add more because the recipe on the bag, it says, you know, optional is add 1 pound of ground cooked beef. Well, to me, it's not an option. Chili has ground beef, and I'm adding more than a pound. I'm adding about maybe 1 3/4 pounds, because I had 2 pounds, but I just, you know, grabbed a handful out of it, enough to make a burger. Because I had 1 hamburger bun left here. I was like, I'll make me a burger for my lunch. So got that all pretty stirred, pretty good there. And we'll see what it looks like after I put the ground beef in here. Had a little bit too much grease in there, but alright, here we go. Some grease is okay, you know, to leave in there for, you know, with your meat, because that is going to give some flavor. But obviously you don't want too much. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good right now. Yeah, I added, like I said, I added like 1 3/4 pounds probably, or at least a 1 2/3 pounds. because I like my chili hearty, thick and hearty and meaty, not soupy like. So to me, chili is supposed to be thick. I think that's looking pretty good as far as the consistency. Now, if it thickens up, you know, over time, then may have to add a little more water to it, or tomato juice, whatever you want to do. So there you go. I got it on slow cook now for 30 minutes. I'm just going to do a half-hour slow cooking because I'm not going to eat it right away. I'm going to, you know, it'll slow cook for a half hour, then it'll go. This cooker automatically goes to warm. Keep it warm. So it'll be like, you know, after that half hour, it'll be on warm all day until I'm ready for it tonight. So at that point, I will dip up a bowl and taste it out and see how it is and let you know. Okay, so here it is a couple hours later, and that's pretty thick. I even added an extra cup of water. Okay, but again, I used more meat than it called for. So I noticed there's really no tomatoes in it. So I actually like tomatoes in my chili. So I'm going to add a can of these Rotel tomatoes, juice and all, to get a little more liquid in there, because it is pretty thick there. Okay, so in the pot they go, and I may still need to add some more water to this. Depends on how much it thickens up. You know, I mean, it's eatable now. So if I had tomato juice, I would add that, but I don't have any tomato juice right now. So let's add another half a cup of water. All right. Put the lid back on and let it simmer for probably a couple more hours, then I'll taste it out. Okay, so we're back in the kitchen here. It's time to try this chili out. This basically, it's almost like an instant chili, you know. You just add water and your meat to it. So it's been several hours now. I'm going to say a good 6 hours, maybe 7 or maybe. It's 9:30 p.m. I'm gonna say about 7 hours since I checked on it there last. So let's pretty nice consistency there. That's about how I like it. You know, it's pretty nice and thick, almost to where you don't need crackers. I like it where you don't need crackers there. Alright, so let's just give me a couple scoops. And let's taste it out. Even though it's only warm there, it's still pretty hot. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. Now the one thing I will say, let me try a bean here. I will say that the beans are still a little like they're not mushy. You don't want, of course, you don't want them mushy, but I'm saying they're still a little like kind of firm, like not like crunchy firm, but so if you're going to get something like this, I would say definitely slow cooker. Put it in the slow cooker, because if you just do the 25 minutes like they say on the stovetop, I think them beans are kind of gonna be tough and almost like on the verge of crunchy, like, because they're still a little, I guess, a little tough, a little dry still. You know, it's not like the whole bean isn't like saturated. So maybe if it sits in here longer, you know, again, it's like the 7 hours. I thought that would be good enough. But the taste of the chili's actually very good. I like it. The downfall is them beans. So I'm going to say maybe put it in your slow cooker in the morning, and then for the, you know, if you want your beans like nice and soft, I'd go 10, 11 hours in a slow cooker. Yeah, because those beans being like tough and still dry on the inside isn't, you know, really good. Personally, I probably won't buy this again. I mean, even though it does have a good taste, and actually that's, you know, since it's from an Amish store, it's like all natural. There's no like MSGs or stuff like that. But I just, the beans are kind of a deal breaker, you know. Yeah, I just took a bean there, and it's still like hard, and it ain't crunchy, but it's still like kind of hard and dry in the middle. You don't want that for a bean, you know. So I really can't say like I give this 2 thumbs up and highly recommend it. I mean, if you don't really like cooking and you want something that's simple where you just like it's basically like a dump meal. They call it dump meals. You know, you just dump a few items in a slow cooker and you turn it on and you forget about it. If that's what you want, then it probably can be good for you. You know, it'll serve its purpose. You know, it's eatable. It ain't like terrible or anything. It's just, I'm just kind of particular on my beans, and I want them a certain way. But since this item is like, you know, in the dry goods on a shelf, they had to use like dehydrated beans, so it is going to take a while for them to become fully hydrated, basically, to where they're enjoyable. So I would say, I would recommend, doing 10 to 12 hours on that to get those beans fully hydrated and to where they need to be. Other than that, it is very tasty. I like the taste of it. But I think that's going to do it for the video. Just wanted to share, you know, this is kind of a random video, I guess, for, you know, it's not really cooking per se, where I had to do a lot of it myself. This is basically a dump dinner. But I don't know, just thought I would share it with you guys, you know, and see if you guys have come across anything like this in your local market. But if you have, let me know in the comments below, and I'm curious to get your thoughts on it. But if this is your first time to the channel, tap the subscribe button down there, then the bell next to it, ding ding. That way you'll be notified when I upload new videos. So until next time, guys, keep it retro. Oh my gosh!